There's something invisible, yet extraordinarily powerful, that you carry with you every day, and maybe you've never even realized it, your vibrational signature. It's not just about positive thoughts or good intentions. It's a unique frequency, a true energetic code that you send out into the universe. And here's the crucial point. This vibration is what defines what you attract into your life. Everything around you, people, opportunities, experiences, resonates according to the energy you emit. So, taking care of your vibration is essential to creating the reality you want. Imagine for a moment that the universe is like a massive radio station. It doesn't respond to what you say or what you wish for. It responds to your frequency. Just like a radio only picks up a station when it's tuned correctly, you only begin to attract certain kinds of experiences, people, and opportunities when you're vibrating at the corresponding frequency. Now take a deep breath and reflect. What is your frequency at this moment? Because that's the question that's shaping your entire reality. The vibrational signature is a combination of your emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual energy. It's like an invisible fingerprint that constantly radiates from you. And this vibration doesn't lie. You might say you're fine, you might repeat mantras, you might even fake being positive, but the universe feels what you're really emitting. According to Dr. Joe Dispenza, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are vibrationally. This changes everything, because instead of seeking outside, you start working within. The key to transforming your life isn't about more effort, but more vibrational awareness. And when we talk about the 963 Hertz frequency, we're going beyond a simple sound frequency. We're talking about a cosmic key that can completely reprogram this signature. There's a reason why the ancients called this frequency the tone of the gods. The 963 Hertz frequency is one of the so-called solfeggio frequencies, a series of ancient tones rediscovered that seem to have unique healing properties and consciousness-expanding effects. But among all of them, 963 Hertz stands out as the highest, the most divine, the most transformative. This sound is no ordinary sound. It resonates with the pineal gland, stimulates spiritual awakening, and activates deep states of perception. And here's what almost no one tells you. When you tune your mind and body to this frequency, your reality begins to respond differently, as if the doors to the invisible start, little by little, to open. According to solfeggio studies, this frequency is known as the frequency of unity, because it helps reconnect you with the source, with the universe, with universal consciousness. It's like the sound of original creation, the vibrational code that anchors you in the divine field. But why does almost no one hear about this? Because we live in a world that keeps us vibrating low. Fear, anxiety, guilt, stress, these emotions keep our vibrational signature distorted. And when you vibrate low, you don't access elevated states like 963 Hertz. It's like trying to listen to a celestial radio station with a rusty receiver. Dr. Leonard Horowitz, a researcher of the solfeggio frequencies, points out that certain sounds have the power to reconnect the disconnected strands of spiritual DNA. The 963 Hertz frequency would, therefore, be a bridge between the human and the divine, a reconnection. And maybe now you're starting to realize that everything in the universe vibrates, that there's no matter without movement, and that sound, especially frequencies like 963 Hertz, can alter the way energy organizes itself around you. If you think sound is just what we hear with our ears, you're about to discover one of the greatest secrets of the universe. Sound is vibration. Vibration is energy, and energy is everything that exists. Quantum physics has already proven that behind matter there are vibrational fields. In other words, the reality you live in is indeed shaped by invisible frequencies. And the detail is that your consciousness interacts with these frequencies. The way you think, feel, and vibrate alters the quantum field around you. And sound is one of the most direct ways to change that field. Let's take an example. The cymatics experiment. In it, a plate with sand particles is exposed to different sound frequencies. What happens? The particles reorganize into perfect geometric patterns, each different for each tone emitted. In other words, sound literally shapes matter. Now imagine what a frequency like 963 Hertz could do to your internal energy, to your consciousness, to your vibrational field. When you listen to or emit 963 Hertz, you're tuning your mind to elevated patterns of order and harmony. You're telling the universe, I'm ready, to align with the highest creation. This starts reflecting in the way you think, feel, act, and even in the synchronicities that show up. But the big question is, why do 99% of people continue living disconnected from this vibration? The answer is deeper than it seems, and you'll understand it now. The answer is simple yet unsettling. We've been conditioned from birth to vibrate at the frequency of fear, scarcity, and separation. Since childhood, we've been told we have to fight to succeed, that we're not good enough, that the world is dangerous and competitive. These ideas aren't just beliefs. They're vibrational programs that distort our energetic signature. We live on a planet surrounded by low vibration waves, violence on TV, music with negative messages, environments full of tension, repetitive thoughts, and toxic emotions. All of this disconnects us from our true natural state, which is the state of connection, harmony, and creation. Most people don't even realize they're disconnected. They're stuck in automatic routines, negative thoughts, and imbalanced relationships. The dominant vibration of humanity has for centuries been survival, not expansion. And where there's no expansion, there's no tuning in to elevated frequencies like 963 Hz. Dr. Bruce Lipton, a cellular biologist, explains that our subconscious operates 95% of the time and is programmed up until the age of 7. This means that most of our choices, reactions, and vibrational patterns are running on autopilot based on inherited beliefs. And the question remains, are these beliefs elevating you or trapping you? The good news? You can break free from this cycle. You can reprogram your frequency. You can clear the noise that's blocking your vibrational signature. But to do that, you need to activate a very specific point in your body, a point that many call the eye of God. At the center of your brain, there's a small pine cone-shaped gland that for millennia was revered by ancient civilizations as the all-seeing eye. This is the pineal gland, and it's not just a biological structure, it's the antenna of the soul. The pineal contains apatite crystals that react to light and electromagnetic waves. This means it doesn't just regulate your sleep cycle with melatonin. It can also pick up subtle vibrational frequencies. And here's the secret. 963 Hz is the frequency that activates this gland. When activated, the pineal releases visions, awakens deep intuitions, and connects you with higher dimensions of consciousness. This is why the ancient Egyptians depicted it as the Eye of Horus. This is why it's symbolically present in cathedrals, temples, and even in the Vatican, as the pineal and esoteric symbol hidden in plain sight. But the system we live in tries to keep this gland deactivated. Fluoride in the water, poor diet, chronic stress, all of this calcifies the pineal, making it inactive. And an inactive pineal is like a compass that's turned off. You lose your spiritual sense of direction. That's why, when you listen to 963 Hz, something begins to happen. Your pineal wakes up. It's like the antenna starts picking up the signals of creation again. And this changes everything. You feel more connected to the whole. You receive insights, have vivid dreams, and experience new clarity. You start to feel, not just believe, that there's something greater guiding everything. Maybe this sounds like science fiction, but science is already starting to prove what mystics have always known. DNA is not just a biological code, it's a vibrational antenna. It not only responds to the environment, but also to sound, light, and most importantly, frequencies. Research by scientists like Dr. Peter Garyaev, a pioneer in wave genetics, shows that DNA can be reprogrammed by specific frequencies. He discovered that sound waves and electromagnetic fields can modify the genetic structure without physical intervention. This opens up an incredible possibility. You can alter your biology with vibration. Now think about this. If certain frequencies can heal, harmonize, or reprogram DNA, what do you think the highest frequency of the Solfeggio 963 Hz can do? This frequency acts as an unlocker. It helps clear emotional residue, traumas embedded in the genetic field, and most importantly, activates parts of the DNA that were dormant. It's like you're accessing higher codes that were always there, but had never been activated. This explains why, after periods of frequent listening to this vibration, many people report physical changes, improved health, a sense of lightness in the body, and even a new perception of time and reality. The vibrational transformation begins in the invisible but soon manifests in the tangible. And it's no coincidence that Nikola Tesla said, "If you want to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." Because in fact, the greatest geniuses in history knew about this code. Nikola Tesla wasn't just a brilliant inventor, he was an initiate, a man who understood the hidden nature of the universe and, unlike conventional science, saw the cosmos as a dance of frequencies. His famous quote echoes like a prophecy. If you only knew the magnificence of the numbers 3, 6, and 9, you would have the key to the universe. But what did he mean by that? For Tesla, these numbers weren't just digits. They represented vibrational codes. In ancient systems of sacred geometry and Pythagorean numerology, the The number 9 was always the number of completeness and connection to the divine. The 3 represents the creative trinity, mind, body, and spirit. The 6 represents the harmony between the material and the spiritual worlds. Together, they form a sequence that repeatedly shows up in patterns in nature, in the structure of galaxies, in the behavior of energy. But here's the secret that connects all of this with your transformation. The 963 Hertz frequency contains this hidden triad. Add 9 plus 6 plus 3, and you return to the number 9, the vibration of unity. This isn't a coincidence. It's a reminder that you are part of a larger cosmic pattern, and by aligning with that pattern, your reality begins to reorganize. Tesla knew that these numbers governed vibrational portals. He knew that the universe responded to symmetry, to harmony, and that the right sounds could activate these portals. That's why so many of his projects involved free energy, resonance, and vibration. He was trying to show us a way that you can follow right now. You don't need to be a monk or spend years in meditation to start changing your vibrational signature. The truth is that small actions, done with intention and consistency, have the power to completely reprogram your energy field. It all starts with awareness. Pay attention to what you consume: music, conversations, environments, food, and even your own thoughts. All of this is energy that enters your system and alters your frequency. You're like a musical instrument. If you're out of tune, everything that comes out of you sounds out of sync. But when you tune yourself, you begin to create harmony, both inside and outside of you. Listening to the 963 Hertz frequency daily is one of the simplest and most profound steps. Use headphones, close your eyes, and breathe deeply for a few minutes. Don't force thoughts. Just allow the sound to sink in. Over time, you'll notice something shifting, a different kind of inner silence, a subtle alignment. It's your vibrational signature clearing. But it doesn't stop there. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrational emotions that exists. When you feel genuine gratitude, even without an apparent reason, you trigger a biochemical response that instantly raises your vibration. Practice gratitude before bed. 3 simple things, every day. This reprograms your field. Another simple and powerful practice is conscious breathing. Inhale slowly for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for another 4. Repeat for 2 minutes. This square breathing technique brings balance to the nervous system and stabilizes your energy. And finally, choose elevated words. What you say shapes your reality. Words are codes. Saying, "I am at peace, I am light, I trust," creates a vibrational echo that resonates in your field. Simple? Yes, but incredibly powerful. And as your vibration rises, something extraordinary begins to happen. Your emotions also change, and with that, your magnetic field transforms. If you feel it's time to elevate your consciousness and start manifesting the reality you've always desired, I invite you to join the Quantum Thinking Challenge. In 21 days, you'll reprogram your mind, elevate your vibration, and unleash your full energetic potential. I've already received inspiring messages from people experiencing extraordinary results. And you? Do you want to be the next one? Access the link in the first pinned comment. If your vibration is what you emit to the universe, emotions are the fuel for that emission. They are like waves that amplify or distort your vibrational signature. It's not the thoughts that shape reality, it's the thoughts filled with emotion. You can claim 1,000 times that you want prosperity, love, or healing, but if inside you're vibrating with fear, anger, resentment, or insecurity, your vibrational signature will be misaligned and the universe will respond to that, not to what you intellectually desire. If your vibration is what you emit to the universe, emotions are the fuel for that emission. They are like waves that amplify or distort your vibrational signature. It's not the thoughts that shape reality, it's the thoughts filled with emotion. You can claim 1,000 times that you want prosperity, love, or healing, but if inside you're vibrating with fear, anger, resentment, or insecurity, your vibrational signature will be misaligned and the universe will respond to that, not to what you intellectually desire. That's why the 963 Hertz frequency has such a profound effect. It doesn't just clear mental noise, it induces a state of elevated emotional presence. It facilitates access to feelings of unity, transcendence, deep peace emotions that tune you into the highest plane of existence. Want to change your reality? Then start here. Notice how you feel, more than what you think. Emotions are vibrational compasses. If you learn to recognize, embrace, and transmute what you feel, you're consciously shaping your vibration. And when you vibrate with elevated emotions while listening to 963 Hertz, something begins to happen. Something that science can't measure precisely, but that you'll feel. You've probably heard that it takes 21 days to form a new habit, but what happens when that habit involves the highest frequency of the solfeggio spectrum? The result, according to reports from thousands of practitioners around the world, is nothing less than a deep energetic reconfiguration. By meditating daily with 963 Hertz for 21 days, you begin to feel subtle but powerful changes. The first few days usually bring an internal relief, a slowing down of thoughts, as if the mental noise begins to decrease. Then, different perceptions start to arise, more vivid dreams, sharper intuition, a sense of knowing without understanding how. But between the 14th and 21st day, something extraordinary might happen. It's like a forgotten part of you awakens, a sense of presence, clarity, and connection with something greater. Many report spontaneous access to old memories, repressed emotions surfacing to be healed, and even visions during meditative states. It's the activation of the pineal gland. It's the realignment of your vibrational signature. It's the quantum field responding to your new frequency. This practice doesn't require effort, just consistency, a quiet place, headphones, closed eyes, soft breathing. Let the sound in. Don't fight your thoughts. Don't expect results. Just trust the process. Because the sound is doing for you what the intellect never could. After 21 days, you won't be the same. Your vibration will be different. Your field will be clearer. And it's at this point that reality starts to respond in a visible way. The 963 Hertz frequency is widely available. You can easily find it on various platforms. On YouTube, there are hundreds of high-quality tracks focused on this vibration, many of them with images and sounds that further enhance the meditative experience. Look for titles like 963 Hertz Pineal Gland Activation, 963 Hertz Frequency of Gods, or 963 Hertz Solfeggio Meditation. On Spotify, you can also find playlists with solfeggio frequencies, including entire albums dedicated to 963 Hertz. Meditation apps like Insight Timer, Calm, and even YouTube Music also offer tracks with this frequency. Just make sure the title explicitly mentions 963 Hertz, and if possible, choose content with positive comments and a good reputation among users. But how do you know if it's really working? How can you identify the signs that your vibrational signature is aligning? When your vibrational signature begins to align with higher frequencies, the universe responds subtly at first, but increasingly more obvious. One of the first signs is synchronicity. You think of someone, and they call you. An old wish manifests unexpectedly. You find exactly the content, book, or person you needed at that moment. These aren't coincidences, they are reflections of the new vibration you're emitting. The universe starts to align with your rhythm. Another clear sign is the shift in your emotional perception. Negative emotions might still arise, but you deal with them differently. Instead of being dragged down by them, you observe them with more awareness. You feel an underlying peace, even on turbulent days. It's like something inside of you is saying, it's all good, I'm on the right path. You'll also notice a heightened energetic sensitivity. Places, people, and situations that used to go unnoticed will now have an impact. Some environments will feel heavier. Certain people will naturally start to drift away, while others more aligned with your new vibration will draw closer. Physical changes can also occur. Deeper sleep, intense dreams, a need for more silence, a desire to eat better. Your body starts to ask for what it really needs because it's responding to the new frequency of your energy field. Physical changes can also occur. Deeper sleep, intense dreams, a need for more silence, a desire to eat better. Your body starts to ask for what it really needs because it's responding to the new frequency of your energy field. But the most powerful of all signs is this, an unwavering feeling of connection. You feel that you're part of something bigger, that you're not alone, that there's an intelligence behind everything, and it's listening, responding, acting. The universe doesn't speak Portuguese, not English, not any human language. It speaks energy, vibration, frequency. And when you change your vibrational signature, you begin to communicate with it directly, clearly, without noise. The new vibration you emit acts as a silent but incredibly powerful request, and the universe responds not with words but with facts, with meetings, opportunities, signs. It's like doors start to open. What once seemed difficult, stuck, begins to flow. Quantum physics, especially studies on the unified field and quantum entanglement, shows that everything in the universe is connected by an invisible, intelligent energy field. This field responds to coherence, clear intention, and most importantly, elevated emotion. When you vibrate in harmony, love, gratitude, joy, your emission aligns with this field. And that alignment is what manifests realities. Dr. Joe Dispenza calls this state heart-brain coherence. When the mind and emotion vibrate at the same elevated pattern, the electromagnetic field of your body expands, and this literally alters your interaction with the quantum field. You begin to collapse possibilities that were previously inaccessible. And the most amazing part? The universe doesn't take long to respond, because it's already listening. It just needed you to tune in to the right station. When this happens, you no longer feel anxious for things to happen. You know they're already on their way. You act with confidence, speak with clarity, attract people who are on the same frequency. Your external reality starts reflecting your internal vibration, because now you are a conscious co-creator. There comes a point on this vibrational journey where everything changes, but not because the world outside transformed, but because you changed from within. Living in the frequency of creation is living in a constant state of connection. It's waking up in the morning not with fear about what the day will bring, but with gratitude for being able to co-create every moment of it. This state isn't fantastical, nor is it reserved for monks or enlightened beings. It's a real possibility for anyone who chooses to elevate their vibrational signature. When you vibrate at 963 Hz day after day, with intention, you're not just listening to a sound. You're telling the universe, I am part of creation and I'm ready to create. Living in this frequency is living with purpose. You start to feel a natural clarity about your decisions, a magnetism that attracts the right people, the right situations. You stop chasing and start allowing. You stop fearing and start trusting. And perhaps the greatest sign that you've awakened is this. You become a source. Your energy inspires, transforms, heals, effortlessly. Just by being who you are in the right vibration, the world around you begins to align because you become a point of coherence in a field of chaos. You live in the now. You realize that every thought is a seed, every emotion is a vibrational water, and every action is a dance with the universe. You understand that you're not here to survive, you're here to live, to vibrate, and to manifest. And it all started with a decision, the decision to listen, to feel, to elevate. Now that you know this power, it can never be forgotten. Because once you step into the frequency of creation, there's no going back to the old version of yourself. It's time for you to awaken to your true potential. Comment below. I choose to vibrate at 963 Hz. If this content touched your soul, share it with someone who needs to remember their own power. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and dive deeper with us into more content that awakens, heals, and frees. You're ready. The universe is listening. Now it's your turn to vibrate and create.